Welcome. You guys are tuned in to Don't Believe the Hype. I'm Donovan Sadiq. I am your host with my partner in crime from the Demetra K Show, Demetra K, where we try to tell you guys what is really going on and so that you can look through the BS and get to the facts of what's really going on. And just something to make you think. So, Dee, you had a really great show this Sunday?
I did. And do you know there was, so far from what I saw, it was 4,500 views?
Yes.
What's up with that?
Hey, it's better than... Remember when you started?
No twerking involved. Actually... Now, if you had the twerking involved, it'd be 500,000.
Well, all that stuff you walking with.
We're going to hover around 4,500, okay?
Right. Now you've come a long way from when you started, so I'm very, very proud of you for doing that and giving me the opportunity.
Thanks to you.
Giving you the opportunity to produce you and get you out there. So, if you guys have heard in the news lately, a lot of stuff's going on. I just got back from Japan. We are worldwide. We kind of going to go worldwide a little bit. So, I'm back now. I'm acclimated. So we're back to doing what we need to do.
Yes.
So we're off hiatus. And so a lot in the news today, as you guys know, real quick, this Me Too phenomena that is going on. I am not saying, it isn't right. It isn't what's going on. You got Matt Kavanaugh. You got the president. You've got all these things coming on. And did you see your president's or Bill Kavanaugh's, your president's nominee? Brett Kavanaugh, whatever. White man.
Matt.
Yeah, white man. All those white women came out.
It was like 100 of them.
I just think he's just a...
Well, because if it's 100 white women, goddammit, it's got to be the truth.
It's got to be true. I mean, and I've been arguing with a few friends of mine, and I said, "How do you know? You don't know what this man is. He could be."
Oh no, he just looks like he wouldn't harm a fly.
But that's the most stupidest argument because he could be Jack the Ripper for all you know. Ted Bundy was a nice guy, college educated.
Yes, he was handsome
and carried himself well, right? And his mother and the people that knew him best were like, "No, that ain't the guy we know."
Right.
But he was a monster.
Which is how he was able to lure people. Exactly. It's like, hey, I'm looking for my cat.
Yes.
As soon as they bend over, he with that cat.
So I've been arguing with people like that. I mean, it's just totally crazy. But in the news today, unfortunately, comic pioneer and longtime allegations were brought against this man. Dee, you can take it from here and bring us in.
Well, as you guys would know, and as you said, unfortunately, Bill Cosby has been sentenced to, the headlines say 3 to 10 years. It also says that the judge can, if he wants to, impose probation. Although the other day, the judge did say that Bill Cosby would spend some time in jail. He labeled him... what did he label him? A violent sexual offender, and that's what he'll be labeled as.
Why would he be labeled violent?
Well, they got to put the most on the black man. You know?
But there's nothing that he did, even in the deposition, that was violent.
It wasn't charged or
nothing he did was violent.
Well, you got to make it. You got to make it stick. When there are people out there doing violent crimes, like raping little girls and getting probation because they just wouldn't do good in prison,
or they're affluent.
Right?
Yeah, they're affluent.
Yeah, so they wouldn't. They would have a hard time, right? And even though you done raped upon somebody's baby, you don't want to. Okay, try to follow that logic.
But like I said, I don't understand the violent because nothing that he did was violent.
Well,
I mean, other than the anal sex,
really.
So some people.
Was she willing?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to minimize rapes.
Right.
And let me just say this, too. Please do not come on, because we get a lot on YouTube, people coming on there and trying to argue things that we're not saying. We're not saying that rape is good, it's acceptable. Right. Any of that kind of stuff. What we are talking about is Bill Cosby, okay? So save all that drama for your mama.
Not just Bill Cosby, we're really pointing out the difference between a black celebrity and a white celebrity, or a black man versus a white man, and how the sentencing
and how they're dealt with. Mm-hmm. Now, only those people in the Bill Cosby case or the Brett Kavanaugh case know what happens. But let's just, like I said, deal with what we have. You had these allegations come out against Bill Cosby that he drugged and raped women, which there was never any charges filed against this man or any charges that stuck. The DA, the prosecution, the police department said there's nothing here. Although Andrea Constant, who was the complaining witness or victim in this case, said that he did these things to her. If you guys
took advantage,
don't know who she is, she's the one, and I'm not saying, but she's the one that people are saying looks like a dude. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So she's a complaining witness.
See, but he should have done the Trump thing.
What's that?
No, look at her. No. No.
She's not my case.
Look at this. Are you serious?
I bang better looking.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Anyway, but sorry about that. I'm sorry. That's the defense I would use.
Well, I mean... So then, so you have this going forth with Bill Cosby, and now, like you said, he's labeled this sexually violent predator, offender, however he's got to register as that.
Okay.
In addition to going through lifetime counseling and treatment for him being a sexually violent offender, and he has to report quarterly to, I guess, his parole officer, probation officer. And I gotta remember, this man is 81 years old. And for those of you guys who have lived under a rock or who are willfully ignorant, Bill Cosby, as you said, is a legend in his own right.
Yes.
He was a comedic legend.
Yeah.
He also raised the awareness of Black America through the 80s and the 90s with his show, The Bill Cosby Show.
And still on record, the Cosby Show is still one of the highest rated shows
even
of
though
all
they took
time.
it down, but I heard they put it back on.
Yeah.
So he raised the awareness of Black America and letting us know that we are more than pimps and hoes and the downtrodden and broke and, all this other stuff, having himself play the character of a doctor and his wife that of a lawyer.
Go ahead.
And so, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. We got Donovan running around the studio. But anyway, and so Bill Cosby raised Black awareness and just, gave us something other to look at other than the negativity. And so, here we are in 2018, this man's legacy is being destroyed or has been tried to be destroyed by allegations of sexual misconduct that were never really proven. They only took the the testimony, or hearsay is rather what it was, is hearsay of, women that he dealt with up until like 40, 50 years ago as they were trying to become actresses and things like that. Allegedly, it was like pay for play type of thing, which is not very odd in Hollywood, but for whatever reason, it came back to bite Bill Cosby. And so we also have the other side of it with Brett Kavanaugh, who is the Supreme Court nominee, who is looking to be nominated for the Supreme Court, as I said. And so he has all these allegations. Hold on a second.
No, keep going.
Oh, we got all these allegations coming out now, rallying against Bill Cosby. And so I guess we have to ask ourselves why and pretend as if we don't know why. Well, we know why. It's because Bill Cosby is a Black man and Brett Kavanaugh is a white man. And, Donovan was saying that he was having a conversation with somebody earlier, a pastor. I won't say his name. But he's defending Brett Kavanaugh. Saying basically, how do we know he did it? And he doesn't believe he did it. It's like, well, to Donovan's point, how do you know? You don't know this guy. You don't know this guy, just like you don't know Bill Cosby. And so how do you know he didn't do it? Why does he get a pass, or why does he get the benefit of the doubt?
Because he gets the benefit of the doubt for the simple fact that he went to Yale and Harvard. Those guys could possibly never do that kind of stuff. And we're going to be...
Well, where did Bill Cosby go?
He went to... Didn't he go to Temple? I think he's a big Temple.
Yeah, he had, and which Temple, recently took all of his accolades away from him.
Right, it's just like OJ. See,
yeah,
you see how we do all that.
So what's the difference?
Well, what do you think, Tay?
It's because Bill Cosby's a Black man. Kavanaugh One of his freshman roommates said that he used to get out of control
and drunk and
drunk, and I think people need to.
Well, no, see, that don't matter. That don't matter. That don't matter.
People need to realize just because someone is inebriated doesn't exclude them from being sexually assaulted.
And here's something about being inebriated. Do you know that when a person is inebriated or drunk, as we say, the real them comes out?
Oh, I believe
in
that.
a lot of cases. I'm not saying, everybody.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot of cases, not all.
A lot of cases,
Yeah.
But it's still the fact that when it came to Bill Cosby, people had pitchforks out and canceled the show. But it's Kavanaugh. Now we have to give this white man the benefit of the doubt. And that's the hypocrisy of America.
But how do you give him the benefit of the doubt if you won't even listen to, okay.
My thing is this. Kavanaugh was accused. They came out, the lady said, look, he sexually assaulted me 30 years ago, which, by the way, for some people who don't understand, there is no timeline for healing for sexual assault.
Right.
True.
So
we need to change that law, by the way.
Kavanaugh decided that he was going to get the one-up on Dr. Ford before she came to view her testimony and go on Fox News and say, with his wife, and say, hey.
Which is unheard of.
He wanted, and I do believe this was all orchestrated by the Trump
absolutely.
administration, the GOP, to get so it's always he said his piece first, so then now she has to come behind him versus her being allowed to speak her piece.
Well, okay, as the only man on this panel, you guys are two women. If I'm at a party and let's say somebody says, "Oh, Donovan did this," right? And I say, "Oh, I'm a virgin." Does that have any bearing?
Look, there are different forms of sexual assault.
Right.
If he's grabbing her titty, that has nothing
That's
to do
assault,
with
right?
That
Exactly.
has nothing to do
Because
with
she's saying he held her down, right, and then
tried to rip her bra
and then the
top
friend that was
off.
there laughing and egging him on.
Yeah.
And then another case, he put his penis out and slapped her in the face or something.
That was the second girl, but now
Yeah.
apparently there's another female that's coming out, and she's working with Avenatti.
Oh, it's a hatchet job. It's a hatchet. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
But what kills me is people don't understand sexual assault is still sexual assault. I don't care if it's 30 years ago. The definition of things have changed in America. Grabbing someone's breast or someone's ass is not acceptable, period. I tell my sons, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, well,
okay, but let me play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Devil's advocate. All right, because I agree with that. There is no timeline.
I'm going to change that law. We need to change that law, man.
Okay, so let's just go on and just deal with the elephant in the room, the devil's advocate. Well, why wait? That happened in 1982. Why you just
Why you going?
out?
I'm about to do a major come up. Now you coming out the woodwork.
Anita Hill.
I said this on my Facebook page. I used to be a victims advocate when I was stationed in Georgia.
Yeah, and I was telling you, sexual assault is very, very big in the military. For a lot of people that don't know.
But I used to work for the county, so I got to work with civilians and the military. When it comes to being violated in one of the worst ways possible, as a male or a female, there really is no real time frame. Yet your body heals, but your mind doesn't.
Right.
When someone does something that violates who you are, that's not something you just say, oh, fuck it, I'm just, I get over it. You don't get over that. It takes a lot of time. And I've walked through people who have reported it and some that don't. And I actually had a girlfriend that actually killed herself because of it.
Right.
Because she could not get over the violation.
Let me use that analogy and apply it to what you say on your show all the time. Post-traumatic slave disorder. Would that be the same thing? We saw what's happened to us.
Yeah, I would think so.
It takes us a while to get over that.
I think so, but I think, and I'm not on either side, and I would say, like you said, sexual assault it's varying degrees.
Right.
I've not had anything violently sexual happen to me, although I've had a dude touch my booty or
right.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
But some will say that's sexual assault. I mean, to me, I was just like, dude, keep your hands to yourself.
Right,
I didn't take it that far, but I just wonder, like, why? Why wait so long? I get some people are just like, you know what, because I got this thing going out now, or was it saying why I didn't tell, or why I didn't report, or whatever. Report. I don't know. I think it seems kind of odd.
I can see it only because I've been a witness to it. The stigma behind reporting sexual assault. People really, I don't believe you, or they always take. Very rarely do people take the woman's side. I've seen it where it was a child that was molested by a neighbor. And the parents were like, no, absolutely,
right.
So the stigma behind it, and then people get all in your business, the privacy. Then you have law enforcement, and then you have to go to the hospital, and then it's all these things.
Business. Yeah, you come up with
the military, how they did. There's 2 different types of, there's 3 different types of reporting. You can go public with it, you cannot go public with it, or you cannot report it at all. But you still get the counseling that you need.
I used to tell my troops, I don't want to hear a damn thing.
Wow.
When it does become public, some people don't want to be the face of sexual assault. They just want to get their lives back on track, do the therapies, do the healing, and move on. But for some people, like they're threatening this poor lady and they're threatening her family. That's why people don't come forward. And then Trump today on the news. It's all a scam and how she waited 30 years and that's her
but
fault.
if that happened to his lovely daughter, he would be.
One thing I'm gonna say about this, I don't like Trump just like a lot of people. But one thing I would say about Trump is he's doing what a lot of people should do. Don't try to tiptoe around it. Well, that's some bullshit. It didn't happen. Why wait now? Because like you have a lot of these dudes who I'm sure like with the whole Me Too thing. A lot of these men are just rolling over like, oh, I don't remember doing it, but if I did it, I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah. Hell no. I didn't remember doing it. She's lying. I mean, sometimes you gotta. I'm not saying this is true in Brett Kavanaugh's case, but if you gotta call a spade a spade.
But if you're innocent, stand your corner and defend yourself.
Absolutely.
Don't roll over.
Right.
But if you did something, don't sit up here and be like, well, I was a virgin. Don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, yes, I touched her titty and grabbed her, but no, I'm a virgin. No,
that right there says you're lying.
Right.
I mean, why you got to throw the V card?
Exactly. Or keep your peace and say, you know what? Before we move forward in this process, let's let the investigation say what it is, because I didn't do a damn thing.
He's proclaiming his innocence. Well, you know what? Say FBI investigate. What is there to hide?
Or how about this notion?
Okay.
I don't know how old he was in 1982, but I'm assuming he was young.
He's about 4 years older than us.
Okay,
so.
1982. I don't recall doing it. I'm not saying I didn't do it. It's possible that I did. Being young
in a drunken stupor.
In college, it's possible I did those things. And if I did those things, I am sorry.
Yeah, because they went to a private boarding school for high school.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Which we know that kind of stuff go on all day long.
They got all the money.
Yeah. And who gonna check me?
Right. Now in Bill Cosby's situation.
Bill shot himself in the foot. He admitted it. That he admitted.
Well, yeah, in a deposition, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that
was Sudafed. That was no damn date. Yeah.
But my only thing about Bill Cosby is when he had the opportunity to say, "Hey, yes, I did this. I'm apologetic for it," and all these other, and I didn't do it to, he didn't really defend himself or even show any remorse. Right. For anything.
See, and that's what I was saying. What did him in was thumbing his nose at the law enforcement when the hung jury thing came up, because the district attorney at the time said, because they asked him, "Are you going to retry this?" And they're like, "Well, given his age and everything that we've already gone through, it's Bill Cosby."
And now they throw in the absolute book at this 80-plus-year-old man who's done so much for the black community.
So, do you think he deserves to go to jail?
I think he's at the point where he's so old.
A crime is a crime.
I don't think he deserves to go to jail because he didn't commit a crime. He was never found guilty of a crime. He was never even charged of doing what he's accused of doing. They took her statement. Yeah, he said some things in the deposition, but even in that deposition, the police decided not to charge him. Right. And so they have found this man guilty based solely off the testimony of these women, which most of them did not report.
Right. Now, okay, and I'm not saying you're wrong in that aspect. Where are you sisters when these brothers are being falsely accused of child support and paternity issues?
Okay.
Y'all know y'all girlfriend.
I'm
just saying.
How do we get here?
You're reaching right now.
Right. No. But that goes back to my point about how. I mean, it just doesn't make sense of how we can up and defend people we really don't know personally. But then the people that which goes back to my paternity thing, we're not defending that. Your girlfriend, you guys are up at 29 pounds.
I have a girlfriend right now that I have been dragging from pillar to post about her not paying child support for her kids. Notice I said she is not paying child support for her kids.
That's not unusual to me. People I know, they paying. Women or man. I don't give a damn. I'll let you know. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't think he should go to jail. I think it's a witch hunt.
Yeah, at this point.
Oh, wow.
It's a witch hunt.
Seriously, let the man go back to Connecticut or wherever he has.
So what about the women that have been damaged by whatever?
You know what? This is just me. Y'all come on this post, YouTube, whatever you gonna do. I'm gonna just say this. I think Bill Cosby was part of a culture which still exists. Well, up
in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein, all that stuff.
Okay. Starlet, you knew Starlet. Mm-hmm. You want this
casting
role?
Couch.
I know somebody who knows somebody wants you to come over and have a cocktail.
Right.
You knew what you was going over there to do. You're not going to tell me. Because, see, I like to think logically. You're not going to tell me how many, 40, 50 women?
Right.
Out of all those women from damn near 50 years ago, nobody up until recently, within the last couple of years, said, oh, by the way, this man raped me. Mm-hmm. Out of all those people, I'm confused.
Yeah, but that's what black men deal with.
I think what it is a snowball effect.
It is.
And some people
everybody's trying to get paid.
I'm coming out, and now, all of us, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but, which is, you can speak to that. I mean, people who are victimized, they get courage because of somebody else.
And sometimes it does take, I guess this Dr. Ford, the only reason why she really came forward was when Kavanaugh was being brought up to be on the Supreme Court. So it's kind of like
he was a judge before that.
He wasn't in the public eye.
Right.
Got it.
So then she was like, "Well, what?" And I'm only assuming
that
she was probably like flag on the play. You out here now? You're going to be on the court over, over
making some major decisions.
No, yeah, exactly. And I think I think that's important.
That affects
that people need to know that.
Then she was like, "Okay, well," and her lawyer said that it took some time for her to even consider.
Right.
Wanting to
and you got to think about this. Okay, this guy could probably be the deciding vote in overturning Roe versus Wade. Which me as a man, I don't give a damn. That's a woman's issue. I don't even know why men are involved.
Well, that's typically the way it works,
right? But how can somebody who obviously has, if these allegations are true, have such a bad bashing of women, and he's going to decide if you could do, what I mean?
But he had 100 women. 100 white women, might we add? So they said, well, stand up there and, oh gosh, there's no way he could have done this.
Okay, look. Here's what you got to understand. Here's what you got to understand. Out of those 100 women, how many of them were Democrat or another affiliation? None of them. One thing I love about Republican women, and I'm going to say,
ride hard for each other.
No, they don't ride hard from each other. I love this about Republican women. They don't believe in equal work for equal pay.
God.
I mean, hey, total idiots, but I love them.
And the part that's disturbing to me is, as black women who basically fell for the whole feminist movement. Mm-hmm. Hey, take a cue from these women. Mm-hmm. They out there.
It's kind of.
It's a witch hunt.
No, you're right. It went from something that was supposed to be positive, and it's gone into this disgusting place where we're hanging people by their balls for something that.
Just the implication of it. Oh, he looked at me. Oh, me too.
Just for instance, and I know you probably don't know who Chris Hardwick is.
He's on Talking Dead.
Talking
and stuff like
Dead.
That. Right.
He had Nerdist.
Oh, I read a little bit about that. Yeah,
his girlfriend a few years back came out and wrote an op-ed in the magazine where she talked about he was violent and all these other things. And the first thing
short white guy being violent.
The first thing people did was they were like, "Oh, he's canceled," and we have to stop canceling folks out.
Right.
And then it turns out he was like, "Well, look, it turns out she was just being vindictive."
Yeah.
Because she cheated on him, he broke up and moved on, got married, and now she
kind of sounds like that football player.
Well, what about that one lady?
The football player.
No. Asia, the one that was married to Anthony or not married to, but engaged to Anthony Bourdain or whatever his name is.
Oh, Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, that girl's
Asia, Argentina,
somebody of the Me Too movement is the big.
She got some
17 little baby. He was a baby.
That say she slept with him when he was 17. And you see little here and there about it in the newspaper, but where is this big old
outrage
outcry about it? I mean, she's raped somebody's baby.
Let me tell you something. It was my child.
Because when it's a man,
but that's the thing. When it's like it was a news, and it was on somebody had posted it. It was this black teacher female that was sleeping with her male students. And then once somebody found out, and guys were like, oh, where was she when I was in school?
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
That reversal of it. And for me, that's sexual assault when it's reversed isn't cool.
Yeah, because had that been their daughter, with some male teacher, that'd have been a whole different story.
Hey, I just got this this idiot here just chimed in, and no, it's not an idiot, it's my brother. Okay, and I know he's listening. He says, yep, I'm in denial, but the law is the law. We grew up watching him and fell for the illusion to always do the right thing. The Cosby Kid is my favorite cartoon, and all his movies were enjoyable. If Bill told, except Leonard Six, that was terrible. If Bill told me himself, I'd believe him, but facts are facts. I remember chasing girls on the playground when we were in grade school, and let's just say we played tag.
Right.
Do I need to turn myself into police for sexual harassment of a female? I can't run for president now in 2020 because a girl from that time will surface and destroy all that I work for because of a game of tag.
But see, that's
hey, big bro,
He's right though,
right.
Because I remember playing, because I grew up in a neighborhood full of boys playing football and all that fun stuff. Do I consider that sexual assault if they grab me? But
by the definition today, it is.
You should.
Today,
it's
because we've made everything so taboo that if you breathe on me, that's sexual assault.
Right.
You looked at me 2 seconds too long.
And then think about this. Okay, back in our parents' day and a little bit of our day, you're with that girl, you keep harassing, like, please go out with me, please go out with me. Now, that's a form of harassment. She keeps telling you no, and you keep harassing her.
Then, or is it just life?
Or maybe
exactly.
you're trying to break it down. Break
her down. Okay, like you're in the car. Oh, no, I'm getting ready to go to Vietnam. Blah, 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 whatever. And then she finally gives you some. But even though she didn't want to.
I just felt compelled to do it because he just kept wearing me down.
Right. You didn't feel compelled. You said
it got hot.
That's like Aziz Ansari. Ansari, whatever his name is. The lady, it was an epic fail, and I'm glad everybody saw through that. She wrote this big old
op-ed.
In some feminist magazine, saying how he, pressured her into sex, and most people was like, nah, boo. That was a date that you should have just, like, I can't remember the lady who was.
Then just go home.
Yeah, and that's what actually somebody on CNN or HLN or whatever, she said what you should have did was got up and straightened up your dress and says, okay.
Yeah, this is
I'm out of here.
Time up.
You did what you wanted to do, and then you had some buyer's remorse, and all of a sudden this dude did something to you.
Well, speaking personally, in my younger years when I was a little inexperienced, there's been plenty of times where I was engaged in the forbidden fruit, and I guess it wasn't good enough, and she said, you know what, bruh, time's up, I gotta go.
Time's up.
I gotta go.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah. So to your point, I mean, at any time, and my mother always told me that as a young man, when a girl says no, even if you're in it,
no.
You stop right then and there and you walked out.
I have boys. My son is 19. My other one's turning 14 next month. And
damn, Tay, you're only 25. When did you start?
I've been teaching them from a very young age that when it comes to a he said versus she said situation, it's always going to be the man that's going to be pointed to be in the wrong.
Oh, yeah.
You could be completely innocent. Like I see these kids in kindergarten and all the other kids playing, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, my 4-year-old sexually. It's like, what? They were
right.
So
and that's sad because you have seen cases like that,
or cases where like me and you are cousins, and we're like, I'll show you mine if you show me your. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's innocent. It's totally innocent.
Because kids are at that age, they're very curious about their body parts and what does she have versus what I have. But I have to teach my sons that look. Yeah, you can go holler at a female, whatever, do your thing. But if the minute she starts to act wonky, you
walk away.
Run.
Walk away.
Remember there was a time where, it was maybe 10, 15 years ago, where teachers, I can't remember what happened, but teachers stopped touching students.
Yeah.
Like a lot of teachers will hug a student or pat him on the back.
Not no more.
Yeah. One of the, when I was an instructor at the dance studio, the owner was like, I stopped cold touching kids.
Yeah.
Stop. Says because the last thing I need is for somebody's parent to say I touched their child inappropriately.
Right, and that's the parent that's behind on payments. Okay, that's the one that's going to make it.
I went to school where you still got paddled. I was getting paddled up until
I went to Catholic school.
I think 8th grade.
Right.
I was still getting paddled. I remember I put my hands on a boy in the 6th grade, And I remember my teacher yanking me by my collar because I used to fight from like the 5th grade up until like the 7th.
We heard about those Wilder girls. Yeah. Especially when they mess with your little sisters and stuff. You were on it.
Man. Had my grown ass at a high school campus. But, I had my teacher toss me up and my mom was like, hey, you start acting
That's how it used to be.
Then that's just how it was.
Nowadays, teachers is like, I see y'all fighting and all of that. Stop, please.
Right. Yeah, look, no. World star. World star.
No, because you ain't trying to lose your job.
Right.
And I have a lot of friends that are teachers right now. And one, she's at a high school and she's, when she had a student that was upset and you want to comfort these kids.
Can't do it.
And she's like, I can't.
Nope.
But, I want to pat. Are you all right?
Even when they get shot, follow me. They don't even kick anybody out.
That's the environment that we've created. We've created this fear, like, even a touch of affection or comfort can be misconstrued as something sexual from the eye of the person who's watching it.
Right. Another thing came in from a friend of mine named Miss Grant. She says ridiculous. Bill Cosby in shackles. So I guess they
took him away to jail. Yeah.
And one of the response, my understanding is him and Camille had like an understanding type thing. She understood the business.
This is because to me, the whole thing is very disheartening. Not only because I'm a Bill Cosby fan, but it's just, now we're going to have all these Monday morning quarterbacks and all these people jumping on what he did and him and Camille and this, all that, and the other. But the fact of the matter is, I don't care what nobody say. Bill Cosby, changed the game in how black people saw themselves. We came from the blaxploitation era, which I love blaxploitation. It's entertainment. But we came from that. And he made us, as I said earlier, think, we're better than that. And so here we are. This man is literally going to jail. And then you're going to have all these people turn on him.
Yes, of course.
And that's one thing I hate. We don't have any... we don't know if that man raped those women. Right. All we know is from what they said.
Or put it like this. Could it be, okay, I did the casting couch, and Bill didn't really deliver.
That's you know what? I wasn't there, but I think that's exactly what happened.
And so now I'm going to get my come up.
What kills me is what Bill... I really don't want people to take the good that Bill Cosby has done, with the Cosby Show and A Different World and the cartoons and the books and, his speaking engagements. Because he did show us that as a black people, we aren't what people portray us to be. We can have... the 2-parent family dynamic. We're not all just, hustlers. We can be doctors. We can be lawyers. We can be successful black people, educated black people. And I'm really, really, it's going to bother me because I know people are going to be cancel a Cosby Show, cancel A Different World. I can't even get A Different World back on Hulu right now. And that's my show. 31 years ago, A Different World came out. It premiered on TV. Right. And that was awesome. That was something that was monumental for me to see.
Especially
as
for college. Us going to...
That they have all these different shades of black people, of different economic backgrounds, going to college.
But they got rid of Mr. Torme. That was wrong of them to do that.
Yeah, but she kind of was... She could have left. It was no problem.
And she went on to do big things.
Yeah, she did.
My cousin Vinny.
It's all the things that Bill Cosby did for black people as a whole.
Okay.
Which is why...
want that to be diminished because of his personal
we got to think about it in a larger area here. So Bill Cosby did all those things for black people. Who and what establishment has doing the total opposite in regards to black people? That is the white supremacists. They have been trying to get us to understand that we ain't shit. We're never going to be nothing more than, washerwomen, janitors, and just, cotton pickers and all that other stuff. And so here this black man is single-handedly made a lot of people want to go to college. Enrollment in college was huge back then.
And
people were
thinking HBCUs.
Right, but then, before then, no shade to the blaxploitation era, but we had stuff like Claudine, a single woman with multiple kids, with multiple baby daddies, and her boyfriend or whoever, the fiance, he's got kids he ain't taking care of. He's a garbage. That's the kind of images that were being pumped to us. So then you have somebody like Bill Cosby who's like, not so. And so here we are in 2018 where they have tried to, they're not going to demolish his leg.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to be confirmed, and he's going to do everything the opposite for your black ass. But you won't say nothing about that.
Right.
Well, see, that's the thing. People say, well, what's Kavanaugh got to do with me? And I'm like, first of all, you need to sit back and understand what he's doing right now. He's being appointed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court dictates a lot of what goes on in this country.
And then if this president gets indicted, do you think that somebody that I'm the president, I appointed you, I expect your vote if I happen to be indicted?
It's like he's...
You know what I mean? You're stacking the deck.
Well, yeah.
In my favor. So
I think black people need to realize, where to hold them and where to fold them. What hill to die on and which ones to keep passing. Don't allow this with Bill Cosby to tarnish his legacy and what he's actually done. Because there's far bigger things in the black community that we need to deal with, that we need to come together and unify on. Because right now, this current administration is probably trying to do everything they can to make us 3/5 of a person again.
Well, those of us that are in the military, we will be exempt from that. But no.
Did you not see that article that I put up the other day about how they was lynching veterans?
Yes,
back? Okay.
I did.
My grandfathers were both in the military and Army back in the day, and they used to tell me some
horrific stuff. Yeah.
So
especially in the South.
I'm the first granddaughter to join the military. So when I told them that's what I wanted to do, they were very adamant that I not do that because it said the military was not for us. Yeah,
but there's a lot of opportunities, especially when there's no opportunities where you live.
And then I met a female black chief that told me, you get out there, you take everything the military has to offer and run like hell. That's exactly what I did.
And that's why you're balling today, this very day.
Oh, no.
But no, but in your travels, you've traveled a lot of places due to the military.
Yeah, and I'm fortunate to be, I was born and raised in Riverside. So, I wasn't born born in LA, but been raised in Riverside. But I got to, be out and see the world, take my kids with me, and
see. And some people will say, "You did all that and came back. I never left."
Came back with my family, my whole family out here.
But in general, I mean. Poor Bill. Like I said,
it's a shame.
I just think, like I said, I honestly believe if he hadn't thumbed his nose at the system when he had left that first time.
I don't think that has anything to do with it at all.
I don't think they would have retried him.
When somebody wants you, they gonna get you.
Right. You hear that, Amanda? You hear that?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, plain and simple. This man has not, and I'm not, listen, I don't know for sure that what he did or he didn't do. But this man has not done or been accused of doing anything any of these free white men walking the planet. You got Weinstein, and you got
they coming for Weinstein.
But damn, when they gonna get him?
They are.
It's about the money.
He got every white woman in Hollywood accuse him of doing something to her, and this man is still walking free.
What have you been saying on a lot of the shows? When these people have an exorbitant amount of money and they're white, the rules don't apply to them.
Right, but I'm saying,
But when you're black and have an exorbitant amount of money, you still a nigga.
What it is Bill Cosby stopped playing ball with them, and he stopped playing ball with them a long time ago.
Right.
Well, I can. You're right, because like when Les Moonves and all these other executives come out and they get in trouble, they step down, get a nice little retirement parachute, and they take off.
And they go away. You said, where's Roman Polanski? Where he at?
And he's in a hole. He ain't gonna never step foot.
And he keep making movies and winning. Like how? Y'all give this man Oscars and he on the lam for raping a 13-year-old, but y'all mad at Weinstein?
Now, that guy, that CBS exec that sat down, he was married to Julie Chen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And Julie Chen...
She said deuces.
She stepped down from The View, but she's still on Big Brother.
Yes.
She's only on Big Brother until...
until the season concludes.
2019, I think.
But for the first time, she said, my name is Julie Chen Moonves. Girl, you only... Well,
right.
But when they came for Anthony Anderson talking about he sexually assaulted me, I was like, it's just a date gone wrong, girl.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
But he was cleared, so it's just one of those things.
Or where's Harold Ford? He was on MSNBC, and some white woman accused him of some bullshit. Where is he at?
Right.
Ain't seen him since, and he vehemently denied it. Said, it was an email. I asked her, I don't know, for a drink, and it was nothing more than that. How the hell I get to some Me Too? How I get up in this?
Again, all this has been the groundwork for all of this has been set, and it was set in the 70s when we started letting the rule. I'm not saying that, I want the rules to be fair across the board, but at the same time, this is what happens when we let women or any group of people make accusations, or the rules don't apply to them. Like I said, and I know I always bring up child support, but this is a glowing example of what happens when the DNA. Okay, good example. DNA. I'm not the child's father, but I was overseas fighting, and I had 3 months, according to the state of California, to answer the paternity thing. And if I don't answer, I'm forever the child's father. Where's the outrage in that?
I'm a firm believer that if you are not married and you have a baby with somebody,
you're the side chick.
Then a DNA test needs to be performed before that father puts his name.
No.
Allowed to put his name.
Here's my thing.
I think that's what they do now. You can't just put the dude on there now.
Some states do. Some states do.
No, here's the thing. When a baby's born, they do tests on him immediately. Right then and there, if it's got Down syndrome, whatever it is. I mean, that's an automatic thing.
You saying just throw DNA up in
there?
Throw DNA
in there.
I just think the dads rather should ask for that. Baby, I'm not trying to.
We shouldn't have to ask. We shouldn't have to ask. It should be automatic.
I agree with that.
It should be automatic because, like I said, if Tay Kenny said, "Well, I was raised correctly," I'm not going to say it's not mine. Especially if we're married, the propensity of the evidence we're married,
right?
It's mine.
Well, maybe it's just people just assume what shit you hear. You taking responsibility. Maybe you must think it's your baby.
Let's fuck all that. No. Let's just go ahead and make it automatic. But what I'm saying is, when and I got to say this for you women, y'all, you guys know the girl be setting the dude up, and she go. I
don't know women like that.
I gotta laugh. Okay, you say
I don't personally know women like that.
You got these barrack rats. What about those ones?
I don't know women no more either. No more.
but you guys know what I'm talking about. You have these girls out here that is not that man's father. She's putting the baby on him, and y'all remain silent. And
I would never. First of all, I would never hang around a woman like that. And if I did know a woman like that, I would try to hold her accountable. But I would just like to say this, because I know it's going to be some black people say, this because Bill Cosby's black, we shouldn't have to defend him. I guarantee you, from $1 to $1, those are the same black people that's shaking their ass to R. Kelly's music right now. But throwing Bill Cosby under a bus. Wow. I guarantee you. Come with it. I guarantee you.
Yep. So
that's the hypocrisy within the black community. We don't believe our children when they say they've been molested by Uncle So-and-so.
Right. Or
just sweep it under the rug.
But oh my God, R. Kelly, how dare they?
Yeah. Right, exactly.
He make a damn good two-stepping song. Yeah. There's no way he did that. Mm-hmm. But here you got the pillar of somebody who was very an asset to the community. Bill Cosby.
Right.
Oh gosh,
contributed to the community. Contributed. Right.
Guarantee you listen to R. Kelly's music within the last 5 days.
Yikes.
And enjoyed it.
Yikes. So in your summation, Bill Cosby should be not in jail.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Let that man go to whatever.
Absolutely not.
Now, Dee, doesn't this go back? I've got jury duty coming up on the 1st, but doesn't this go back to what you were saying? If you're going to go to court, a jury of your peers.
Yeah,
and he was convicted by what?
Probably a lot of white people.
A lot of white people. He sure was. So, you guys, everybody,
you better be happy I wasn't on that jury.
Yeah. Well, they would have replaced you real quick. But let's. That's another, and you know what? He's not going to be the last. There's going to be others that are going to come out.
Beware.
He's probably the first of many.
Right.
Kevin Hart's next. I'm just playing.
Yeah. No. Kevin said, "Hell, I did it." Yeah.
No, he's already got busted for cheating on his
He's doing too much
wife,
cooning right now. It ain't going to be him right now. When he stopped cooning,
Right, but let that be a warning to a lot of people out there, and to think, especially my fellow brothers. I mean, I've said it once, I've said it again. Stop messing with these Morlocks. We're going to be back in the second hour.
Love dictates your soul.